welcome. You're watching Ask Profit here at NDTV Profit. I am Mahima Vacharjani and with me is Alex Matthew. Good morning, Alex.
Morning, Mahima.
Well, it's a good day for markets, right? We're just 30 about points away from that 25,000 level again. Still testing that 25,900 levels, but a good gain of around 0.3% on the benchmarks is what we're seeing right now. With regards to where the Nifty heat map is concerned, let's try to pull that up and see what are the counters that are actually keeping the Nifty in check. And you have counters that you can see on your screen in the green. Banking names that are being reflected, some IT names that are fairly doing well, but counters that continue to be under pressure includes your names like Tata Steel, your Power Grid, Titan. Titan has been falling since quite some time now, and it's time to take a look as to what's happening there. But your Max Health up 3.6%, Shriram Finance up 2.8%, Bajaj Finance up 2%, Apollo Hospitals, TCS, Axis Bank, all counters doing very well in trade today. Eternal also saw a block deal on the back of that, up 1.5% as well. Let's try to pull up the sectoral heat map, because that will give us a picture roughly as to how sectors are doing after seeing a slew of Q2 business updates coming in. Nifty IT in the green. The results season are going to kick in from 9th of October. And of course, IT names coming out with their earnings first. Nifty Finance also doing fairly well. Private banks up 0.7%. Nifty Bank also seeing gains of about 0.7%. But something that's under pressure, Nifty Pharma down by about 0.5%. Nifty Media also down by about 0.4%. And Nifty FMCG also under pressure, down by about 0.4%. But Alex, with regards to where the broader markets are concerned, the mid-cap 150 is up by about 0.2%, but the small-cap 250 is almost flat. So nothing much happening at the broader end of spectrum.
Yeah, I mean, so what you said about the 25,000 is absolutely important and key to mark. But then, having said that, we're still talking about 0.33% for the benchmark. It's not a terrible, or it's not a dramatic number, to say the very least. And to a certain extent, you have an underperformance by the mid-cap index, and the small-cap index is just about flat to marginally positive. Mid-cap index up about 0.2%. I do want to also take a look at the overall market breadth, just to establish the point. When we started out, it was with a gap between the advances and the declines. Right now, we're pretty much even Stevens, though we're tending in favor of the declines at this moment. I wonder what sectors are most active this morning, and just in the run-up to today, or if you look at the last 1 week or so, you've had PSU banks for one, you've had metals doing particularly well, but today it is actually the private banks that have played catch-up to a certain extent, and banking really has been the flavor of the morning so far, with the kind of quarterly updates that you've seen come out over the weekend. But IT is really an unsung hero today, because it started off flat, but it's gained momentum through the session, now trading with gains of about 1.3% or thereabouts. The healthcare space as well is something that is buzzing today, with a lot of stocks moving higher. But we've got Nilesh Jain of Centrum Broking and Saurabh Jain of SMC Global Securities joining us today for the primary purpose of this show, which is to get you answers to all of your stock-related questions. And to that end, if you can write to us on the number on the top of the screen or call us on the number at the bottom, we can get your questions answered, as quite a few of you have already done. In fact, the first question we're taking is from Vishwashri, who's writing about Polymedicure and asking whether it can be bought for a period of 2 years. Saurabh, I'll come to you, since it's a long-term question. What's the view on this one?
Yes, certainly this company is putting up a good show. I think on the operational side, the growth has been some kind of tapering off, but on the valuations, it is expensive. But from 2 years perspective, the management is quite confident of the business going ahead. My sense is better to buy in a staggered manner.
Better to buy in a staggered manner on Polymedicure. The second question we've got is from Balakrishna, who's writing in from Hyderabad, and he's asking about Moil. This is a counter that he has bought already at levels of 401, I believe, which is very close to the current market price. He's incurring a bit of a loss. He's bought 500 shares, but he's got a short-term view on the stock. Nilesh, on the charts, what's the view?
Well, Lex, if you look at the overall structure of MOIL looks positive. It is trading well above its all long-term and short-term moving averages. So structure-wise, buy and decline kind of structure. If we look at from a short-term perspective, from a trading point of view, looks like it is heading towards 410 to 420. That's the kind of level one can expect in a very short-term time frame. It has a very good support somewhere around 391. So that should be the stop loss, and one can stay put in this particular counter.
All right, okay. So that's the with regards to where MOIL stands. We've got our first caller for the day. Sachit is calling us from Kochi. Sachit, hi. A very good morning to you. How can we help you today?
I have a query on Motherson Sumi.
Okay.
Actually, I've taken it on a swing trade, like maybe 10 days back.
Okay.
So I've taken it on a price of 110.75, 400 shares.
Okay.
So, yeah, I wanted to know whether I can actually taken it for swing. So, what is it like? How now it is at 106?
Understood. Okay, I got your question.
Very short time.
Very short.
Maybe a week.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, Sajid. I got your question. I'll take this up with Nilesh. Then, Nilesh, your view with regards to where charts are concerned for Samvardhana Motherson, and this is just for a week's period.
So again, a positive setup in Motherson. If you look at the immediate trend, although we have seen some bit of profit taking at the high levels, but the counter has taken a very good support at its short-term 21-day moving average. And looking at the overall setup, 104 should be the stop loss, and one can stay long in this particular counter. Immediate target could be somewhere around 110, 112. And if it breaks 113 on the upside, then the next target could be somewhere around 120. So looks good from a short-term perspective, as well as if somebody is looking to buy this counter for 1 month kind of time frame, then it has a potential to move beyond 120 as well. But purely from a trading perspective, keep a stop loss below 104 and stay long in this particular stock.
All right, we've got a question on Suzlon Energy, and this is coming from Mahesh Yadav. He's bought at levels of 67 rupees, 1,200 is the quantity, and lost a little bit of ground in the recent past. But he's not specified what his holding period is, so I'm going to assume that he's willing to hold for the long term. Saurabh, what would you say about buying at these levels for Suzlon? It's cooled off from those heady levels, and rightly so, because the valuations, according to a lot of people, were looking a little stretched. Would you say that now is a good time to accumulate though?
The company has done a lot in terms of restructuring their whole balance sheet. And recently also they have gained some large order wins. The management is quite confident about the future outlook. Yes, the valuations are expensive in the short term, but they have come off from the highs. From the long-term perspective, I think it is a good hold. Overall, we are quite bullish on the utility segment, and that too on the company like Suzlon.
All right, so that's with regards to where Suzlon stands. We've got our next question from Sai Karthik, who's writing us all the way from Dallas and asking about Zydus Wellness. Wants to know if this is a good time to buy Zydus Wellness from a 6 months perspective, if these are the right levels to make an entry. Nilesh, is that something that you would suggest?
Looking at the recent profit taking and selling pressure that we have seen at the high levels, near about 530, 540, the stock couldn't sustain at the high level. So looks like it is heading towards 440 on the lower side. So better to wait for some more time near about 440, where we can see a strong support zone. Probably that could be a good entry point. Keeping a stop loss below 410, then one can buy. But as of now, it's an avoid. Either one can buy in a staggered manner, buy up to 440 level. That could be another strategy one can deploy. But yes, immediate trend looks slightly on a negative side.
All right, it is a week that is going to be absolutely buzzing for the primary markets. 30,000 crore rupees to be mopped up in several IPOs, not least of which is Tata Capital. We spoke to you about that. But a recent listing, Tapas wants to know about Sesha Sai Technologies. And Tapas, thanks so much for calling us. How can we help you today?
हमने खरीदा था आईपीओ के तरीके से 2 लॉट।
हाँ।
तो इसको क्या हम शॉर्ट टर्म में रख सकते हैं या लॉन्ग टाइम में रखेंगे इसको?
ओके, मैं फंडामेंटल व्यू के लिए पूछने वाला हूँ। ये रीसेंट लिस्टिंग है, इसलिए आपको टेक्निकल व्यू मिलना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल होगा। I'll just come to you on the charts then, Saurabh. What's the view on this one if you have one?
ये एलेक्स कहना काफी मुश्किल होगा क्योंकि नए आईपीओ इतना कवर नहीं करते हैं। मैं समझता हूँ कोई भी नई कंपनी अभी अभी जितनी भी ओवरऑल एक व्यू देने की कोशिश करूंगा कि जितनी भी कंपनी आ रही हैं वो काफी हाई वैल्यूएशंस पे आ रही हैं। इसकी वैल्यूएशंस आप देखें और हिस्ट्री देखें, इसके सेक्टर को देखें। अगर सेक्टर परफॉर्म अच्छा नहीं कर रहा और वैल्यूएशंस भी ज्यादा महंगी दिखती हैं सेक्टर की एवरेज के हिसाब से, तो मैं समझता हूँ कि थोड़ा वेट कर लेना चाहिए, अभी नहीं लेना चाहिए, या अगर आपको प्रॉफिट हो रहा है तो बुक करना चाहिए।
Okay, all right. So that's with regards to where Shesasai Tech is concerned. We've got our next question. This is from Sunil, who's asking about Reliance. Though he's asking about the derivative space in Reliance, but roughly, Nilesh, your view with regards to where charts are concerned from a shorter term perspective, where Reliance is concerned?
Well, Mahima, Reliance has been one of the underperformer in spite of pullback move that we have seen in the Nifty index. Reliance did not participate till now, although today we are witnessing some bit of positive attraction, but doesn't look like we will see a strong V-shaped recovery. But yes, these are the good levels to accumulate this particular counter. If somebody is looking from October series point of view, so at present level, the risk and reward is also looking attractive. It has a very strong support at 1330, 1340. So 1340 in the spot should be the stop loss for the long position, and a fresh entry can only be taken only if it breaks above 1390. So a break above 1390 will open upside towards 1430 to 1450. But as of now, looks more sort of a sideways.
All right, sideways is the view on Reliance Industries. It has been for some time. A period of consolidation is what it has been witnessing. We've got our next question from Karnataka, and Aniket is writing in asking about DLF, and he's looking for the next 5 to 6 year time frame. A market leader in the real estate space, one can argue, and one of the largest in the country, if not the largest. Sort of on the fundamentals, would you say it's a buy?
Yeah, fundamentally, it is a very strong company and the largest company, specifically having presence in the Delhi NCR region. They have good land bank and the future. They have good future plans also. The previous launches were taken by both hands, and the price appreciation was also witnessed by the investors. So, in my opinion, I think from the 5-6 years perspective, yes, he can bet on the reality sector, and that only.
All right, so that's with regards to where DLF and of course the entire real estate space is concerned. We've got our next caller. Kamath is calling us from Bengaluru. Kamath, hi, a very good morning to you. How can we help you today?
Good morning, madam. Madam, I have 1,500 quantity of power grid at the rate of 285.
Okay.
I wanted to know the short-term view, madam.
Okay, Kamath, I got your question. I'll take this up with Nilesh quickly. Nilesh, power grid, what are the charts indicating right now?
Well, it is hovering near its important level of 200-day moving average, as well as if you see 121. In fact, all the moving averages are lying in the range of 285 to 290. Cluster of resistance, I would say, at 290 levels. A decisive breakout above that particular mark will open further upside towards 300 to 310. But purely from a short-term perspective, I think the stock may witness a gradual upmove towards 300. Keeping a stop loss below 278, one can stay put in this particular counter. But I don't expect any major upside. Yes, from a short-term perspective, 300 kind of levels can be expected.
We've got our next question from Saundarya, who's writing in from Mumbai, and asking about Reflex. Let's pull up the counter, see where it's currently trading. I'm doing that as I speak as well. And it is down about 2.2% or so. Is it a good counter for the long term though? Is the question. And sort of this one's for you. If you've got coverage on the fundamentals, what's the view?
Not specifically covering this company, but yes, if you look on the valuation specifically, they look expensive, and I think that is the reason the stock has done nothing for the last many quarters. So, in my opinion, I think it is better to get rid of wherever you find valuations are high.
And that's a view on Reflex. We'll circle back on stocks that he thinks that are a buy on the valuations and on the fundamentals. But before we do, let's go to Shivam, who's calling us from Mumbai. Shivam, very good morning to you. I believe your question was on Nesco.
Yeah, I want to know, should I buy more of Nesco at this level, and what can my targets be? I am looking for a long term.
Long term. And how do you define that, Shivam?
I can wait for 3 years or 5 years.
Got it. Okay. All right.
I want to know what level should I buy it at.
Okay. So then from that perspective, you're talking about a technical view, but I just want to check with you, Shivam, was there a thesis that you had? Is there a reason that you had to buy into Nesco and buy more right now?
No, I thought it had corrected a bit from its high, and I like that renting and all space.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. So you've studied the business. Let me go across to Nilesh on the charts then. Nilesh, 1312. He's bought at 1264, so he's already in the green. Would you buy more at the current juncture?
Well, Alex, first of all, I have been tracking this particular counter because it has a very good land bank in Goregaon in Mumbai. And this stock has given a very good run up in the past. Looking at the recent correction, yes, it makes sense to accumulate this counter on declines. Can be bought up to 1200 to 1150, but not at present level. Better strategy would be to buy in a staggered manner and multiple tranches. From a positional perspective, let's say 3 to 6 month kind of time frame, stock has a potential to test 1600 plus kind of levels on the upside. Stop loss is coming somewhere around 1125. So for that, that's why we are suggesting to buy on declines.
Buy on declines is the view for Nesco with regards to where the technicals are concerned. We've got our next question. This is from Ramakrishnan, who is writing us from Bengaluru. He says that he's got 1 lakh to invest in Shakti pumps and wants to know if this is the right time or the current market price is the right time to make an entry into this counter. Nilesh, your view with regards to where charts are concerned, and 1 lakh, do you think it makes sense to make an entry right now to book some profits? Or make some profits in fact?
Right, Mahima. So if you pull up last 1.5 year chart, you can clearly see the stock hasn't given any sort of return. It is clearly moving sideways. So no clear trend as of now. So it doesn't make any sense to invest at current market price. But even if somebody's looking to make an investment, then stop loss is coming somewhere around 770. So that should be the strict stop loss. And I would rather wait for a breakout about 900 mark. Then probably I'll get some more confidence to buy this particular counter for further upside towards 970 to 1000. But as of now, at present level, it's an avoid.
I'm going to try this, and I promised that I would. Puneet Saxena writing in from Ghaziabad and asking about a listing from today, and this is Pace Digitech. Like quite a few issues in the recent past, this is another one which is listed with a gain of just about 1.6% or so. It's, in fact, if anything, it's off the high point of the day. And really, it's indicative of the fact that not too much value is being left on the table post that IPO pricing that investors are managing to get. I'll come to you, Saurabh, on this one. If you've got a view on Pace Digitech, the question specifically is, can a 15% compounded annual growth rate be anticipated on this particular account?
It is very difficult to say, Alex, as you have already said, that the valuations of recent IPOs which are coming to the markets are leaving nothing for the investors to make money after the listing. And there is a flurry of investors rushing for these IPOs to get allotment to book listing gains. In my opinion, I think the pricing is way too high. I think it is very difficult to make money in such listings.
Okay, all right. We've got our next question on Natco Pharma. Mangesh Kumar is writing us from Chennai and asking about Natco Pharma. He's bought at the levels of 865 and he's bought 25 odd units. The stock is currently trading at around 809. Down 1.6% today. Wants to know if we can continue to keep this from a longer term perspective. Saurabh, your view?
See, on the operational front, I think the company has management has disappointed investors in terms of the earning growth and all. But on the valuation front, it looks into the value category. I mean, the valuations are literally cheap. If you have a long-term perspective, then I think it would be a contrarian call. But yes, it is a good company to hold.
Good company to hold. All right, we've got an interesting question coming in from Dikshita, and she's asking about PFC and REC from the perspective of a dividend play. Now, of course, one owns the other, so you could effectively own both by buying one. But Saurabh, the other reason why these two counters are in focus is on account of the RBI's recent measure on lending in the space, right? And basically facilitating more lending in the infrastructure space to high quality infrastructure projects. Would you say that these are a buy based on valuations, because they don't seem to be challenging right now?
The valuations are extremely, extremely cheap, and there is a dividend play also there. And if you look at the books are going at a rate of more than 15-20%. They have, and the huge scope is there in terms of infrastructure lending and the electrification processes, which is going on in the country. I think yes, it can be bought for the long term.
To recall is that the risk weights were adjusted on certain infrastructure projects in the monetary policy review that was announced last week. A lot of people have said this, of course, but then I would invite you to take a look at the story on the website ndtvprofit.com, and you will see the details there. We've got a next caller from Mumbai. Vishal is calling us. Vishal, very good morning to you. How can we help you today?
Yeah, I want to know about IDFC First Bank, short-term and long-term view.
Okay, and what is the theme? Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm holding it at 66.
Got it. When did you buy this?
I guess December something,
Okay.
early December.
Okay, and so when you say short and long-term view, I'm trying to understand why, because is this a trading perspective, or is this something that you want to hold in your long-term portfolio?
I can add it in the short term. I'm looking for long term only.
Okay, but you want to know whether to add more in the short term?
Yeah, and also the long term thing.
Prospects.
Because should I hold it for the long term?
Got it. Saurabh, I'll come to you on this one. It's a company, it's a bank that has disappointed shareholders because it promised so much. And we're still waiting for that turnaround in the quarterly results. Would you say that this is an ad at this point, or would you wait and see?
I think you've rightly said that this bank has clearly disappointed. I think in the last quarter also there were higher provisions leading to lower profitability also. In my opinion, I think it is not the best of the lot, though we are quite positive on the banking sector, especially on the PSU side. And I would like to give advice that if you want to, switch this bank to some other, then maybe you can also look at the Bank of Maharashtra.
Look at Bank of Maharashtra, indeed. The PSU banking pack as a whole is done particularly well. It is time for the first of two rapid fires on the program, and let's kick things off with a question on Fino Payments Bank. And this is a question from Sarat, who's sent a message with love. Thanks so much, Sarat, for that. Nilesh, would you buy into this one?
Could you please repeat the
Fino Payments Bank.
Okay, Fino Payment Bank currently at 300 rupees. It's a buy at current market price for upside target of 315 to 320, but stop loss should be placed strictly at 288.
Okay, Saurabh, the next one's for you. Raghunand is asking this question. NMDC from more than 3 year perspective and considering dividend into mind. Your view?
Strong buy.
Okay, KFin Tech entry for a period of 6 months is being sought. Ranjit wants to know. Nilesh, what's the view?
See, it's an avoid at present level. It is trading below its key moving averages, but entry point could be a good entry point at 1040, 1030, and upside can be seen somewhere around 1200 plus from a 6-month time frame.
Okay, Hindustan Copper 150 shares is what Jaya has, and she's got at an average price of 250. From a 2 months perspective, should she continue to hold? Nilesh?
Absolutely, a very good bet to be into within the metal space. We are long on copper as well. So on the upside, 360, 380 kind of target can be seen. 320 should be the stop loss.
Okay, Zydus Life, if we can get a view on this one, holding at levels of 500, would you hold or sell? Nilesh?
See, it's an old, and from a positional perspective, I think stock has a potential to test 1100 to 1200 as well for next 6 to 8 months kind of time frame. And risk and reward is also looking attractive. 940 should be the stop loss.
Okay, Tata Motors from a really long-term perspective, 2035 is what Yeshwanath is asking. Can you continue to hold? Your view, Saurabh?
Switch to come like Hero Moto.
Okay, Chandrasekhar wants to know about data patterns. Can it be bought at these levels for the long term? Saurabh, what's the view?
Expensive on valuation. Avoid.
Okay. All right, this is not the end of the program. We've done 22 queries so far. We'll be back on the other side to take more. Viewers, do stay tuned. Nilesh, Saurabh, I'll see you after the break.